Hey guys, happy Soul Sister Saturday. It's nice to see you guys again. It's been a wonderful week here. I've been ultra creative. I've been painting like everything. I found some cool websites about whimsical paint design, and so I've been going a little crazy, like painting everything in the house. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm interested in something, when it's like a new hobby or new passion, I kind of go nuts, and that's all I want to do. So I've been struggling with balancing everything else in life on top of this new passion. So that kind of leads me into what I want to focus on today with today's Soul Sister Saturday episode. I want to talk about how to be happy. You guys, we've talked a lot about like death and suicide and sadness and self-harm, a lot of really heavy, important topics to talk about, but I really haven't given you very many tools to be able to learn how to deal with those very normal feelings and how to change your life in a more happy direction. The first thing I want to share about in how to be happy is gratitude. Gratitude is everything. When you're grateful for what you have, you open up the space for more things to come into your life experience to be grateful for. So your thoughts and your feelings are all energy. We're all made up of energy. Everything's made up of atoms and molecules, and it's all energy. So your thoughts become your reality. What you think about most, your predominant thoughts, become what you experience in your life. So if you're really sad all the time and feeling like a victim, you just kind of attract more experiences in your life to be victim to. It's not your fault. I'm not putting blame on you. However, I think we do need to take responsibility for what we're focused on. You guys have a lot more power to create the lives you want than you think you do. So it's really important to keep your thoughts, as much as you can anyway, on like positive, happy things, because then you're shooting out that energy of happiness and joy, and you're going to attract more things in your life to be happy about. So thoughts are magnetic. Everything's magnetic. Energy is magnetic. So whatever you're putting out, you're going to get back. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. How to be happy? Well, you become happy in many ways, but one, you really have to take responsibility for your thoughts. If you have a mental attitude that's really negative, you're not going to attract happy people into your life. You're just not. No one's going to want to be around you. Even if it's not your fault that you got there in the first place, there comes a time where you do need to take responsibility for the energy that you're putting out in the world. So if you're wondering why all your friends are so negative, you kind of got to think about like what you must be projecting energetically to attract that kind of crowd. So once you start being more positive and kind, you will attract people that are more kind and positive into your life, but you're the one that has the power to control that. Another way that happiness is really naturally grown is by doing things that you love to do. I know you might have a lot of responsibilities, but if you find things that you're passionate about and you love to spend time doing them, humans are meant to grow and expand. Like we're meant to. That's part of our purpose. Not only do we grow physically, but growing mentally is really important to happiness and trying new things and expanding as a person. Happiness is much easier to obtain. So maybe you should ask yourself, like, what am I doing to bring more happiness into my life in a world of negativity? Once you find self-love, and we talk a lot about that in this series, and Amy and I talk a lot about it in general. My soul sister Amy, I don't know if you guys know who she is, but we talk every day, several times a day, and we both have, you know, busy lives, and a lot of stuff comes up. You meet a lot of people, you have a lot of great relationships, but sometimes the relationships are more complicated and more dramatic, and we help each other and talk to each other through these. But the main focus for both of us in supporting each other is reminding each other that happiness comes from self-love. You really can't ever truly love another person in the way that they deserve to be loved if you don't love yourself. Everything starts with you. So if you have self-hatred and you think you actually love other people, you have to really rethink that, because if you don't know how to love you, you're never going to really be able to give and happiness. I like to think of it as a like multi-sensory experience. And let me tell you what I mean. If you can be experiencing happiness with all of your senses and surrounding yourself with things to nurture that full sensory happy experience, you're going to be more happy. So, okay, what does that mean? Hearing is one sense, right? Your ears. Listening to music that you love, listening to, have you guys ever heard like inspirational music, or, you know, listening to some like really positive videos on YouTube? I know you guys watch a lot of games and stuff, but like there's so much out there that you guys could benefit from just spending like listening to them. Have you ever heard of Humble the Poet? My husband introduced me to him. He's really cool. He has just really short 2-minute like blips about happiness and joy and acceptance. A lot of the stuff I talk about, he talks about, but with a different slant. We're coming from two different places, but he has more of a male energy. So going with a multi-sensory experience of happiness. Let's continue here. What do you love to listen to? Maybe it's music, maybe it's the sound of whales, I don't know. Have you guys ever heard that? The reason I say sound of whales is I'm a childbirth teacher and a doula is kind of like a midwife. A little bit different though. I handle the psychological support of women in labor, and I've been doing it for about over 10 years. Actually, whoa, it's like 14 years now. But a lot of women in labor like to listen to nature sounds. I tell you, I've been to many births where I had to listen to like loons or whales for like 10 hours. Homegirl doesn't really like the sound of whales anymore, I'll tell you. But I'm just saying, like, think about, what do you like the sound of? Is it whales? Is it loons, birds? I don't know. Just surround yourself with the sounds of things you like. Okay, what's another sense? Your eyes. You need to surround yourself with really positive things. If you can't in your like home necessarily, I don't know what your homes are like and what your parents' style is like, but surround yourself with things in your bedroom that make you feel really good. So if you have a refocus of a goal that I want to bring more happiness into my life and I'm the only one that can do that, I'm going to hang things in my room that make me feel really good. Maybe it's pictures of your friends, of your soul sister. Maybe it's pictures of your grandparents or your pets, or making a vision board of all the things you hope to do, experience, and become in life and hanging that up. But think about like really joyful colors. What colors and like visuals do you enjoy? You need to surround yourself with that kind of stuff. That's one of the reasons I'm painting. I'm going to bring you guys downstairs in a few minutes when I close out this video to show you what I've been up to, because I swear, like, just adding fresh paint or changing something up, when you change things up in your life, a lot of people are afraid of change, but I'm telling you guys, you have to make changes to have that renewed sense of self and happiness. So who are you becoming? Rip all the posters off your walls if you're not like finding happiness and having One Direction hanging everywhere. And who do you love now? Hang up pictures of those people. Surround yourself with a continuous reflection of who you are, because you're gonna be happier that way. This is Tiffany's room. Her room is really quiet. It's like on the far side of the house, so that's why I record up here sometimes. But I mean, Tiffany has changed her room twice in like a year. Literally, she said that she wanted like all the walls painted a different color. We did that, came out awesome. And then when she started becoming a more serious YouTuber, she decided to have everything white for recording in here and hanging. I think it's really important to support your kids through these changes in life that they go through. So it was really important to me to like have who Tiffany is now reflect, you know, be reflected in her space in her room. It's so important. So I love this space, just like Ivy's room. Have you guys seen Ivy's room? Come here. I'm going to show you. Keep in mind that everyone's happiness and what makes them happy is so different. I'm going to show you Ivy's room. Ooh, it's kind of dark. Okay, so listen, this is not something that would necessarily make you happy, is it? A Walking Dead themed room. Ivy is a very unique child, very much like I was. I was pretty cool and tough back in the day when I was Ivy's age. But look, I found this cool crossbow that Devin had, and we asked if he would mind if we hung it up here. And so, yeah, and I put I love you, Ivy, on the door. So this room, totally different than Tiff's room, right? That's what makes her happy, and that's going to keep her in a really like high vibe place. So when I say high vibe, I'm talking happy energy. It feels really high. So we call it high vibe. I'm sure you've heard that term before, but maybe you never really knew what it meant. But a high vibe energy is a really happy, excited, inspired energy. Okay, so here's Devin's room. Totally different things make him happy as a human. Here is his loom with all these weights. I mean, like he's such a unique person. I would never necessarily want this kind of stuff. He has all these stones that he collects. I encourage my kids to completely surround themselves. He made these knives. Can you believe it? Actually, somebody drew this picture for Devin of him, and it's so gorgeous. I love that he hung it. And this is actually really special that he hung here in his room, and it reminds him of his babyhood because it's a quilt that his great aunt made him. So come on, Buddha, come on in. Buddha's following me around from room to room. Yeah. Here's Tiff's One Direction collection. You should have seen her room like a couple months ago. It was like completely wallpapered with One Direction, but it didn't look very good to her anymore. Like she wanted to upgrade it. So I bought her these pretty sheer white curtains, got some white lights, and now it's totally in alignment for who she is. Buddha's somebody I surround myself with all the time, my Boo Bear. Okay, so hearing, sound. Next is smells. Okay, now listen, this is really important. You need to find out what scents, like what smells you love. Comment below. Tell me what kind of scents you love. And you need to surround yourself with that scent, okay? Now, lavender, Buddha, really? Come on, dude. What are you doing? He thinks we're playing, sweetie. Huh, Boo? Want to say hi? Buddha, look. Oh my gosh. He just flung that at this camera. Did you guys see that? Buddha, you're trashing Tiff's room. She's not going to be happy. All right. Okay, so as a doula, I learned a lot of things about how important it is to surround yourself with scents that you love. So, for example, the scent of lavender, super relaxing. If you're somebody who has a lot of stress, somebody that deals with anxiety, lavender is a really great smell to have in your room because it'll raise your vibe, it'll help you relax, it'll help you be happier. There's so many different scents that smell good. I love the smell of something simple like vanilla. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm a little crazy because I love cleaning. I do. I love cleaning and I love the smell of pine sol. I don't know if you guys have that in the UK or Australia or Asia or wherever else you're living, but pine sol, oh my gosh, that's like my favorite scent. It inspires me for some strange reason. I know, it's crazy. So every time I like clean with pine sol, I'm so happy. Okay, so we covered smell, we covered sight, we covered hearing. Now taste. This is one of my favorites. Okay guys, so what do you love to eat? Comfort foods are things that make you feel fulfilled and happy, and I'm sure you have your favorite meals. So it's really important to surround yourself with your favorite foods and drinks and have those. Guys, I just have to show you what's going on here. It's like really distracting. But you're killing the pillow pet. The pillow pet does not want to die. Look at you, threw all of Tiff's stuffed animals. She'd be freaking if she knew you did this. Lay down now, cutie. I know. It's so fun. I'm a chocolate lover. I love chocolate. And whenever I'm feeling like I need to raise my vibe, I cover all the senses. I cover what am I surrounding myself with that I see, what am I listening to. Now, what am I tasting? I think it'd be really cool for you guys to write down in the comments below what your favorite smell, taste, sight, and sound are. This last one is really important. What I'm going to focus on is what you're wearing. Okay, now style is a big deal. I know it is for you guys, for everybody. I mean, I have my own style. It's really important to find what makes you feel beautiful, good. What makes you feel handsome, what makes you feel tough and strong, and wear that. Like seriously, wear that. When I'm with a woman in labor, I encourage her to wear something that makes her feel like sexy, beautiful, and powerful, because when you're feeling like that in labor, you feel really strong and you feel capable, and it definitely changes your vibration. It makes you much more tough and strong and able to handle whatever. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you love to wear? Really? You guys know how that feels, right? You leave the house and you're wearing something that looks good, or you have some cool jewelry on that you love. You have your hair's looking really good and you feel good about yourself. I'm touching on something that's a little bit different than a lot of people touch on when it comes to beauty. Outer beauty, you guys know that's not the most important thing. I'm not talking to amateurs here. I know you guys know that beauty isn't what I'm talking about. You don't need to impress other people. I'm talking about comfort and self-love. And when you're wearing something that makes you happy, confident, and comfortable, cotton clothes are like my favorite thing to wear because they're comfy. Isn't it the best when you get on like your comfiest outfit? So when you're home, wear your most comfy outfit. And when you're out and about, make sure you take the time, you know, instead of putting on sweatpants and a t-shirt. I mean, if you feel really confident in those, go for it. But if you want to feel good and confident and raise your vibe, wear things that you love to wear. Whether you're a boy or a girl. Almost no matter what video it is, I wear something that makes me feel confident and good. So don't overlook that, guys. So I'm talking about how to find happiness, how to raise your vibration when you're feeling low, instead of getting down and depressed, pulled downward in that spiral of negative thinking, because you know how that happens. You start thinking about one negative thing and then you're thinking about another negative thing, and all those thoughts keep creating and attracting more negative thoughts. You have to stop the cycle. To be in awareness and be in control of your thought process is part of maturity. It's part of self-love, and it's part of happiness. It's really, really important. So if you focus on all 5 senses, like we've talked about in this video, and comment below, what things do you love the most? Sight, smells, sounds, and touch and taste. Tell me all 5 senses what you guys love, and when you write it down, you're going to have it as a resource to be able to remind yourself every day. If you want to be happy, you need to focus on all your senses. So instead of just letting things happen to you and letting your feelings be dragged around by other people's energy, take control of your own energy. There's going to be days where you're bummed out and sad. Sometimes it just happens hormonally. Sometimes it's more often than others. But I really feel that like people don't educate kids or teens or even adults. Nobody educates anybody about how to take responsibility for your happiness. We wait for someone to give us permission to be happy. We wait to feel happy based on like external things. You don't need things to happen in life to find happiness. Happiness comes from within. Buddha's finally calm. Buddha senses love to all of you. Okay guys, I'm going to show you what's currently making me happy right now. Painting. Look at my cabinets. I'm having so much fun painting them in really cool, funky ways. And I did this last night. It makes me so happy to bring bright colors. Look at my sink. Isn't that so pretty? I love those flowers. Ivy made this last night. You guys may have seen that on Instagram. And right now I'm in the middle of doing all kinds of like, it's really messy right here. I'm painting our hutch right now, so it's a little messy. See, I'm not done. I have a bunch more to do. I'm painting my doors. Aren't they cool? Ivy's painting this bookshelf. All different colors. We're having a lot of fun with that. Nurturing your creativity is really important to happiness, so it doesn't matter how creative you are, and it doesn't matter what outlet you find. The point is you need to do something to grow and expand to be truly tapped into joy. So I hope you guys are finding new passions, new experiences. Ask yourself this week, what would I like to learn more about, and what would I like to do to expand who I am as a person? And that'll be a really fun experience. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Soul Sisterhood. I really love chatting with you all. Please leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I look forward to getting your questions for next week. Never forget, even when it doesn't seem like it, all is well.